Well, hello and good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jared Pigeon. I serve as the Campus Diversity Officer here at MSU Moorhead, and it's an honor to join you. It's a privilege to welcome all our special guests today, and we want to send out a special heartfelt welcome to our esteemed guest honor, Dr. Yvonne Condell. Also, the special guests of Dr. Condell, the Condell Scholarship recipients, our distinguished speaker, Dr. Carla Hayden, who y'all will be hearing from. And I also extend a warm welcome to the community members who have joined us today, and the staff and the faculty and the students here. This is a meaningful event and a great way to welcome. And so welcome, everybody. Let's give yourselves a round of applause one more time. Today we come together to celebrate and honor, reflect and remember. This program is a key highlight of MSUM's Black History Month, a time to have a dedicated celebration, recognition of education and appreciation. Following our speakers today, I invite you to stay for a light reception, a wonderful opportunity to connect, reflect, and build community. Black History Month is more than a commemoration. It's a call of remembrance and action. It's a time to honor the rich, complex history of Black individuals whose resilience, brilliance, and contributions have shaped the world. We celebrate Black history by uplifting voices who have came before us. We acknowledge the struggle that they've endured and recognize that the achievements have propelled society forward. This is also a moment to reaffirm our commitment to justice, equity, and inclusivity, ensuring future generations continue to learn and be inspired by the legacy of Black leaders, scholars, and visionaries. This brings us to the extraordinary vision and legacy of James and Yvonne Condell, a legacy that transcends time and continues to leave a profound impact on MSUM, the community, and beyond. James and Yvonne Condell were trailblazers, breaking barriers and building bridges through their unwavering dedication to education, equity, and justice. Their impact lives on through the Condell Scholarship, empowering students to pursue their dreams and create a more inclusive world. Today, we honor their legacy, not just in memory, but also in action. Their contributions continue to uplift our university and our community, reminding us all that the pursuit of knowledge, equity, and injustice is a lifelong commitment. Thank you all for being here and for continuing to support and carry on this legacy. Let's celebrate, reflect, and be inspired together. So I believe next up, I got the privilege of introducing the Provost and Senior Vice President, Dr. Eric Jackson.
Good afternoon, everyone. And it's a pleasure to see you again, and a good day to celebrate all your achievements over the years. Oh, like they said, I'm Eric Jackson. I'm the Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic and Student Affairs here at MSUM, and I'm very proud to serve in that role. Today, it's an honor to speak with you today as we reflect on the legacy of those who have paved the way for progress, inclusion, and excellence, especially Dr. Yvonne and Dr. James Condell. Dr. Yvonne Condell, a Florida native, was the first woman in her family to attend a non-private university. She earned her bachelor's degree at just 20 years old and immediately pursued a graduate degree at the University of Connecticut, where she was one of only 8 women in the entire program and the only African-American woman. She was supported by her professors and that has left a lasting impression. Dr. Condell dedicated 40 years of her life to teaching biology, 30 of those at MSUM, where she shaped countless minds and earned her reputation as a brilliant educator and mentor. Her husband, Dr. James Condell, a psychologist from Kentucky, was equally influential. Together, they joined MSUM in 1965 as the university's first Black faculty couple, stepping into their roles during a time of significant racial tension. In a predominantly white community, their presence was both courageous and groundbreaking. Their influence, however, went far beyond representation. They actively helped shape the civil rights movement within MSUM and beyond. The Condells were more than educators. They were trailblazers, as mentioned before. They played pivotal roles in recruiting and mentoring diverse students in faculty, helping to make MSUM a more inclusive and equitable institution. Beyond the university, they opened doors for others by fostering connections through art, music, and education. Their efforts illuminated the potential of Moorhead to be vibrant, diverse, community capable of fostering excellence across cultures. Even after retiring in 1995, Dr. Yvonne Condell remained deeply engaged in her community, embodying a lifetime of service, resilience, and leadership. Her legacy is defined by unwavering dedication to creating opportunities for others and laying the foundation for a more inclusive and equitable university. Today, the influence she has had on the lives and the culture she has helped shape has manifested into helping us build a diverse and welcoming community here at MSUM. As we reflect on the Condells' legacy, their dedication extends far beyond the classroom. Mentors, advocates, and champions for equity and inclusion, helping pave the way for future generations. Their unwavering commitment has left an indelible mark on MSUM, ensuring that the opportunity remains at the heart of the institution. Dr. Condell's contributions to MSUM are immeasurable. Her extraordinary service and leadership have shaped the university and uplifted students, faculty, and the broader community. Her accolades speak volumes. Dr. Condell is a MSUM Foundation Outstanding Service to the University Award winner, a Performing Arts patron, a past MSUM Foundation board member, a member of the Legacy Society, worked with the Retirees Association, and holds the esteemed status of Emeriti faculty. Beyond her titles, she is a guiding force, steadfast supporter, and an inspiration for us all. Because of Dr. Yvonne Condell, we are stronger, wiser, and more connected. As we celebrate Black History Month, a time to honor the rich history, achievements, and contributions of Black leaders, we are privileged to hear from a woman whose impact on knowledge, access, and inclusion has transformed lives here at MSUM and beyond. It is my great honor to introduce a true pillar of the MSUM community, Dr. Yvonne Condell.
Just like that.
Hi, it's good to see you. Thank
Now you don't have to hold the mic. don't need her going anywhere.
As I sat here thinking about the accolades that were given to me, I accept that as accolades to people who worked hard and diligently to help others, to help us feel that there was indeed a role for each of us to play in our own way. And I think often that coming to Moorhead State, which was Moorhead State College at the time, was an opportunity that I never dreamed of. I had been brought up in the Deep South, as you know. I had gone to one of the outstanding African American colleges. I had decided to go to graduate school, but African Americans could not go to graduate school in the South. In order for us to obtain graduate education, we had to move from the South to the East and West. I chose the University of Connecticut because I felt that it was an institution that understood the needs of people who felt that there must be a change in the way we operate, the way we educate people, how we make people feel welcome. Fortunately, the University of Connecticut at that time was only about 14,000 students. I mean, it's way up there now. I don't even know the place anymore. After all, I went there almost 60 years ago. But it was a welcoming place to be. We'd heard of how women never had the opportunity to participate fully in education. Fortunately, I had professors, both as an undergraduate student and as a graduate student, who had professors who firmly believed in the rights of women. All of my professors in graduate school were men except for one woman. And of those men, in both the master's program and the doctoral program, made sure for all of us that we had equal opportunities for learning and to participate in life as a university student. So I should be eternally grateful for Florida A&M University in Tallahassee, which is one of the historical black colleges, my undergraduate degree, and my master's and doctorate from the University of Connecticut, also a land-grant institution. You recall that all of my relatives had gone to private schools. I chose not to go to a private school. I did not think it was appropriate for what I wanted to do in life. So I broke tradition by going to a public institution. But fortunately, my relatives didn't complain. They said, well, you know, she has a hard head anyway, let her do whatever she wants to do. But I enjoyed going to public institutions, and all of my work has been in public institutions. I hope that we continue to support our institutions because we've turned out some wonderful, remarkable people who, like I, chose to go to public institutions. I'd like to say here that I have met many wonderful students, and I'd like to introduce you to one of my students. She's shy, but I think Liz Lynch, who is the chief librarian for the Agassiz Books Club. Please stand up. All my other students, any of my other students, please stand too. But I have a special notation about her. She worked with Dr. Hayden. She worked with Dr. Hayden at Baltimore Library, and I was delighted to know that she was associated with someone that I knew. So you have a double connection. You have a connection with a lifelong friend and as a professor and student. Thank you for your years of service, and thank you for coming home. I think it's wonderful when we look at the records of our students. Another student whom I would like to recognize, but he's away today, and I'll tell you why he's away today. He turns 80 years old today. The first student that I taught is now 80 years old. And he sends his greetings too because of the wonderful education he thought he received with us. I think of the many students that have been part of a university that believed in education for all of us. And I continue to think that we will have many more students to come to us and say, I'm grateful for my education. I think that Moorhead State University has grown from the time I first came. I think maybe we'll say 3,600 students maybe. And we're talking about 60 years ago. I'm not talking about 2 years ago. But it's a wonderful place to be. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And as you know, during the time of people trying to increase minority faculty members around the country, Jim and I received innumerable offers to leave. And we said, no, we had been here 3 years, so let's be the early 70s. And one place kept after him. Apparently, black psychologists were rare. So everybody wanted to get a black psychologist on the staff. So he said, let's see what they're all talking about. So we took a leave of absence, and not a leave of absence, but we actually took away for the summer session so that we could go find out about this job offer. It was to be in San Francisco, and he was to be the chief school psychologist. We said, no, we don't want that. Jim said, let's be fair. Let's see what they're talking about. We went there and decided that there's no better place than Moorhead, and we immediately turned around and came home. Thank you. I've been very fortunate too. I'd like to mention one other thing, that the administration was very, very kind about my taking off. As you know, I've served on boards after boards after boards, and I remember one appointment sounded unusual. It was to be on an advisory committee for the nuclear waste site. They needed psychologists to evaluate proposals and a place to place the waste from the power plant. And I went to the president and I said, Mr. President, this is a wonderful opportunity, but it's going to take time away from my commitment to the university. Although my commitment is no less than has always been. The president said to me, I wish you well, go ahead. So from that kind of promotion that we received, the university was very, very kind, encouraging us to extend the wealth of a public institution to the public in general. And I think in general, I have no regrets. I have enjoyed living here. I thank all of you for being here. I appreciate very, very much how much you have participated to our scholarship fund. It's an interesting story. It was very interesting about the story, and I don't like to tell stories, but this one needs to be told, I think. As you can recognize, an African-American psychologist in Fergus Falls was extremely rare. And as a consequence, the business people and the people who ran the city encouraged James Condell to join them. And he joined them, and one day someone said to him, I have a very good deal for you. And my husband, being slightly sarcastic, said, okay, give me a bunch of that good deal. So he gave $1,000 to that good deal. And we forgot about it. In fact, I didn't even know he'd done it. In fact, he'd forgotten he had made this promise. But several years later, we received a big check saying, you have earned $30,000 from whatever it is you invested in. So I said to Jim, we didn't know we had it, so it's going to the university. We wanted to go there. We aren't going to take it. And that university has grown now to $300,000, thanks to you. So I'm eternally grateful for the scholarship. So again, thank you for this wonderful opportunity to be here and to share with friends and relatives. May we all continue to push for education and to hope that we can indeed make a difference in this world. Thank you for your kind attention, and thank you for all the good things you've done for us and for the university. May you all enjoy more and more benefits accumulated by this university. Thank you. Thank you, President. Thank you for your kind remarks, and thank you for being here.
And then you got the video queued up. All right. Well, thank you, Dr. Condell. It is now my pleasure to introduce, we have a video that's going to play, but a dear friend of Dr. Condell, she just had mentioned, Dr. Carla Hayden. As we celebrate Black history, a time to honor achievements, resilience, and leadership of Black trailblazers, let us be inspired by their stories to foster change and leave a lasting impact. Today, we have the privilege of hearing from a true pioneer. Dr. Carla Hayden made history in 2016 as the first woman and first African-American Librarian of Congress. Under her leadership, the Librarian of Congress has expanded across its access to its vast collections, ensuring that knowledge is available to all. She has been a champion for amplifying underrepresented voices, preserving history, and making information a tool for empowerment. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Carla Hayden to the screen.
Good afternoon, and thank you for that wonderful introduction. Greetings from the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C. I'm so honored to celebrate Black History Month with you and to elevate and honor the men and women who have paved the way for so many of us. And today, to honor Moorhead's own Dr. Yvonne Condell. You may know that the Library of Congress is the largest library in the world with more than 181 million items. And through the years, libraries across the world have had a collective mission to serve and engage our users and to provide unbiased and accurate information. Frederick Douglass once said, "Once you learn to read, you will be forever free." And now everyone has the opportunity to be empowered by free libraries. It's a place where we inspire and cultivate the power of human possibility. That's why it's truly an honor to be with you today as the 14th Librarian of Congress, leading one of the greatest institutions of our nation and of the world. Some have noted that I'm making history as the first woman and the first African American in this post. And that is true, because people of my race were once punished for learning to read. And as a descendant of people who were denied the right to read, to now have the opportunity to serve and lead the institution that is our national symbol of knowledge is a historic and humbling opportunity. I would not have made it here without the help of so many people who inspired and motivate me. And I truly stand on the shoulders of others. This includes the brilliant biologist, Dr. Yvonne Condell. Her contributions to science, education, and mentorship align with the great work of African Americans who contributed quietly and courageously. They are truly unsung heroes. Dr. Condell's contributions are not only felt in Moorhead, but in the community at large. My personal connection to Dr. Condell started before I was born. My parents first met her husband, Dr. James Condell, at Florida A&M University, where my father started the string department and where both Yvonne and James were students. My mother remembers Dr. Condell as being very studious and majoring in biology, while her husband was an accomplished guitarist. Both of them were still there when I was born. And despite their careers taking different paths, my parents and the Condells stayed connected and supportive of each other. As you know, Dr. Yvonne Condell has had a prolific career as a biologist and a professor here at Moorhead. She ensured and inspired excellence in labor, education, and leadership. So as we celebrate Black History Month, it's also important to celebrate Dr. Condell's achievements as a woman. Women's History Month starts this weekend, and we should honor her along with other great African American women in science like Katherine Johnson, whose life was immortalized in the movie Hidden Figures. At the Library of Congress, it is our mission to continue to collect, preserve, and share the stories of people like Katherine Johnson and Dr. Yvonne Condell. And that's why the library started an initiative to reach all Americans called Of the People, Widening the Path, as a part of an effort to make sure we connect more deeply with African American, Hispanic, Indigenous, and other communities of color. Of the People is an initiative designed to create more opportunities for more Americans to engage with the library and add their perspectives to the library's collections. This work will expand the library's efforts to ensure that different experiences are reflected in our historical record and inform how we use those materials to understand our past. It's a natural next step for this nation's library, a place where you can touch history and imagine your future. Public service has also been a motivating factor for me in my life and my career. As a young student, I was truly inspired when I saw a librarian in a storefront library in the south side of Chicago telling stories to children with autism. From that moment, I realized I had found my calling. And people like that librarian, Dr. Condell, and the women who we truly stand on the shoulders of will continue to inspire future generations to make their mark in history. Thank you again for letting me join you to congratulate Dr. Condell on being a champion of courage who made history at Moorhead and beyond.
Thank you. I now want to take a moment to reflect the profound impact of the James and Yvonne Scholarship, an impact that extends beyond financial assistance. This scholarship is a legacy of opportunity. It removes barriers, it opens doors, and provides students with the foundation to succeed academically, professionally, and personally. The Condells believe in the transformative power of education, and through this scholarship, the vision of equity and access continues to shape generations. This is more than just a scholarship, it is an investment in the future. It supports students who, like James and Yvonne Condell, are committed to learning, committed to leadership, and committed to creating positive change. With every recipient, their legacy lives on, grows, and inspires. At this time, I'd like to invite any James and Yvonne Condell Scholarship recipients who are present in the room today with us to please stand and be recognized. Thank you. Thank you for your hard work and dedication. You represent the spirit and promise of this scholarship. And there are many, many others that couldn't be here with us today, but are also included in this long list. I also want to take the moment to recognize and acknowledge the incredible donation and partnership with Rick and Bobby Henderson for their extraordinary generosity and support for the James and Yvonne Scholarship. Rick and Bobby have issued a transformative challenge to support the Condell Scholarship Fund, generously agreeing to match every gift up to $100,000. Their commitment ensures that the legacy and the impact continues to grow, reaching more students and creating more opportunities. Please let's give Rick and Bobby a round of applause. Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you. With the goal of expanding this scholarship fund to $500,000, this will become one of the largest endowed scholarships at MSUM, ensuring that the Condells' vision continues. On your table, you will see a table tent that has some QR codes that can also direct you to the scholarship. Thank you again. Finally, it is my pleasure to introduce one of our outstanding Condell Scholarship recipients, Noah Roddy. Noah graduated from MSUM in the spring of 2020 with a BFA in musical theater and a minor in dance. During his time at the university, he was a recipient of the Yvonne Condell Scholarship. Noah was also a three-time member of the MSUM Dragon dance team and now serves as an assistant coach for the team. Please welcome Noah to the stage.
Hello. I came to MSUM on a whim. I was accepted to a number of schools in Minnesota and Wisconsin, but even after the tours and the applications, for some reason, none of them seemed like the perfect fit. Heading into the final months of my senior year, I was talking to one of my friends who was already committed to becoming a dragon, and they told me about MSUM, about the culture, the location, but most importantly, its theater program. After some research of my own about the institution, I decided that MSUM felt like the right place for me. Through my time in the theater department, show after show, I started to notice all the regular patrons in the audience. One patron in particular that always caught my eye was the most adorable elderly Black lady who would sit front row, always engaged with the production, and would make a point to come out and greet us afterward and congratulate us on a job well done. It wasn't until my 4th year, I believe, at MSUM that my voice teacher, Julie Adams, told me that this patron was Dr. Yvonne Condell. I was floored because I had been receiving the Condell Scholarship during my time at the university. I had assumed that the scholarship was named after someone influential who had long passed, and the scholarship was a way for their legacy to live on. But to find out that not only was this woman who I've admired from afar all these years, at my performances, Dr. Condell herself, but she was also an educated Black woman that supported the arts. I was so excited, and Julie quickly reached out and set up a time for the 3 of us to get together and share our experiences. Dr. Condell invited us to her home in Moorhead for lunch. We sat, and I was able to listen to amazing stories about her childhood, her husband and their accomplishments, as well as their experiences being some of the only Black people in Moorhead at the time. I had always wondered what made me special enough to receive the Condell Scholarship. It was one of the larger scholarships that you could apply for as a student, and I knew a few other very successful students who applied and did not receive it. I took the opportunity to ask her what set me apart from the others, and after some deliberation, turns out the fact that I was both a theater major and a biology major during my freshman year really caught her eye. I am so proud to have played a small part in continuing the legacy that is the James and Yvonne Condell Scholarship. To Yvonne, thank you for allowing me to have a successful college career through your contribution to my education. Receiving this award not only was a monetary blessing, but it also helped a scared 18-year-old grow confidence at the start of his post-secondary journey. Thank you for being a supporter of the arts. Thank you for being a woman of science. And thank you for being a true example of what Black excellence means in America. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Great job, Noah. We're grateful that you could be here with us and sharing your story. Next, I have the honor of introducing President Tim Downs. Dr. Tim Downs became MSUM's 12th president on July 1st, 2023, bringing with him a deep commitment to student success and institutional excellence. He's a steadfast advocate for the liberal arts and a champion for faculty and professional development, and a dedicated proponent to diversity, equity, and inclusion, not in just higher education, but also in society as a whole. As both an educator and as a leader, Dr. Downs is committed to fostering learning communities that empower students not only for successful careers, but also for meaningful and impactful lives. His leadership reflects a vision of innovation, collaboration, and unwavering dedication to MSUM's mission. Please join me in welcoming President Tim Downs.
Good afternoon. We can do better than that. Good afternoon. Thank you. I'd like to start off with thanks to the Hendersons. I know this may embarrass you, but could you please stand? You need a round of a big applause, please. I know. I'm sorry. I'll get chastised for that later, but that's okay. What a great day. Celebrating the Condells in Black History Month. It's just a great day for this institution and for this community. As we near the end of Black History Month and all the events and recognizing and celebrating the Condells, I want to take a moment to express my deepest gratitude to you, Dr. Condell. Your remarks today were fantastic. They were heartfelt, and it only told a glimpse of your story. You've had a fascinating life and career and been a great educator and role model. Your decades of service to MSUM have left a remarkable and lasting mark on this institution and its students. For years, you've shaped the young minds as a professor and encouraging your peers as a colleague. There are people in this room that I heard about when I was walking around that said that you made an impact on them as they moved into this community. And that's a legacy that we can never be thankful enough for. Your dedication to the young minds is something that we do every day, and we continue to do this. Your dedication to education and equity and excellence continues to inspire us to be even better every day. You're truly an icon, is what I would call you. An icon in education and the community and the world. So for that, let's give you a big round of applause. I've met several times with Dr. Condell, and as I just said, I consider her to be this icon, not only on our campus, but in our community, in the communities of learners, I'm sure in your biology profession, education, in our country. Her life's work has set a standard for breaking barriers, helping people, and building community. And the word community is something I really believe in. We're a learning community as a university. We're embedded in a community. And the mayor's here sitting at the table with Dr. Condell. She's making notes and smiling, and I can see the glow of pride in our community, just like all of you. That's what we do. We build a sense of community. Your continued advocacy for MSUM, or as we'd like to call it, Moorhead State, is a testament to your unwavering commitment to this community. Even in retirement, you've been this shining person who encourages us all to be even better. Your example of leadership, your service, reminding us of this lasting impact that one person can have on a whole community and on several communities. For everything you've done and continue to do, we can only say thank you, and we can't say thank you loud enough or enough times. So with that, let's give Dr. Condell one more big round of applause.
Well, thank you, President Downs. And as we conclude this special celebration, I want to express my deepest gratitude for all of our speakers for sharing their time, wisdom, reflections with us today. I know myself personally, I was a student here at MSUM, entered in 2006, and immediately began to see Dr. Condell at events. As I progressed through my career, becoming a coordinator and then eventually the director of diversity here at MSUM, I have a MVP award for the most attendance, and it goes to you, Dr. Condell. You got it. You get it. You get it. You get it. I also want to, that was right, there you go, Steve, we got it. We'll play with it. Okay, I also want to take the moment to highlight a powerful documentary created by Kevin Wallivan and the upper level MSUM students in a podcast documentary class. Kevin, thank you for doing this. Students, we thank you. Let's give them a round of applause with us today. Thank you. Breaking the Barriers, the legacy of Dr. James Condell, a film that showcased the profound impact of Dr. Condell had on students and musicians in the FM area. This event just took place a couple of weeks ago in standing room only. People were way out to the walls. If you were here, you can remember. The Brothers of Rondo, it's been projects we've been working on, and Dr. Condell has been instrumental in their lives. as our institution has progressed. Presented by Minnesota Historical Society, this documentary chronicles the lives and stories of four men: Lewis Scott, Russell Bellinger, Reedus Fletcher, and the late, great Carl Griffin, whose nephew is here with us, Jerron. So thank you. Who grew up in the Rondo neighborhood of St. Paul and attended MSUM and went on to become pioneers and leaders in their field. For more information on these fields, please visit our website, mnstate.edu/diversity, and click on the events button. And in the middle of the page, you'll see the link for these films and other great things happening. Before you go, I'd like to invite you to take the moment to write a personal note of appreciation to Dr. Condell. You'll find these note cards scattered throughout the tables, and we encourage you to leave these heartfelt messages that we will collect and present to Dr. Condell in a special book. I also invite you to take part in the photo opportunity with the backdrop standing right over there by Gary. Please stay connected. Connect with Dr. Condell. Enjoy the refreshments. Enjoy the community. Enjoy the celebration to strengthen our community. And finally, I want to thank each and every one of you for attending today. It's been my honor to help MC this event. Dr. Condell, we love you and thank you.